I am going to convert this into the ultimate gamer bed. I'm talking LEDs, moving parts, storage for your game parts, anything I can come up with as I'm building this to go into that gamer thing. Hi, I'm Dean the Furniture Artist, and this heavy breathing thing here is Colossus the boss. I've been sitting here trying to record this intro, and he's sitting at the door crying because he wants to be out here in the shop. So I just finally gave up and let him in here. So if you hear a bunch of heavy breathing in the background, I apologize. So I picked this bed up for 50 bucks the other day. They were having a garage sale down the street from me. I normally never do queen size beds just because in the past I've never got a return on my investment. Now I know that's due to my area. The size homes that they're building around here, everybody's got king size beds. I know I've got a king size bed because I'm a big dude. I got big dogs that take up most of the bed. So I completely get it. Most grown adults don't want a queen size bed now, they want a king size. They got these massive master bedrooms now. King size bed fills up some of that space. I completely understand. But when I seen this bed for $50 the other day, I had an idea pop into my head. I also know that in this area, a lot of people are upgrading their teenagers to queen size beds. So I was thinking maybe I make a bed for a teen. So I started picking my teenagers' brains, told them what I wanted to do, showed them the bed, said, hey, I want to do a themed bed. What do you think would be a cool idea? Anyways, they were kind of, games, sleep, food. Yeah, I can work with that. So I took their advice, and that's what I'm going to do. I am going to convert this into the ultimate gamer bed. I'm talking LEDs, moving parts, storage for your game parts, anything I can come up with as I'm building this to go into that gamer theme. Now, for those of y'all that have been following my channel for a while, you know that I don't draw up plans. I just kind of go at this, and I let ideas come to me as I'm doing it, and usually the end result turns out pretty cool. Me and heavy breathing Colossus, hope you enjoy. Whew, you need a breath mint. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is get this pulled out, and I'll show you what we got to work with on the back. All right, before we do that, I wanna show y'all something real quick. Y'all see this gap right here? Now, you see where the frame bolts in over here and right here in the center of this post. Well, I know for a fact when that box spring hits here that we're gonna have this gap. So the box spring rests all the way up against there. You know arms and pillows and stuff are falling down there and being a nuisance. So I'm gonna see if it's possible to scoot this headboard forward to make it flush with the front here. And then possibly, if there's enough room, figure out a way maybe to make a raising wall that comes up behind the person. All right, so this bed originally had a fluorescent light, obviously back here. So I'm assuming they put this rear panel on to hide all the wiring, which we've got here, which will be great because we'll reuse that for the lighting and stuff that we're gonna do, but we're gonna get rid of this fluorescent light because we're gonna be doing some cool blue LED lights in this. All right, so I'm gonna put my earbuds in, put on some tunes, and take out all 5,055 million screws back here. Check out this awesome table saw that Evolution Power Tools sent me. One of the guys of the company follows my channel, and he noticed that I didn't have a table saw, so he offered to send me one. Now, one of the cool things about this table saw and the blade that they use is not only does it cut wood, but it also cuts metal. So we're going to be experimenting with that next time we have a welding project. If y'all been following my channel the last couple of years, you know that I have not had one of these, and I've needed one badly, so I'm very grateful to Evolution Power Tools. It's not a sponsored deal. They didn't give me any kind of requirements or stipulations to getting it. He just told me it looks like you need one. We'd like to send you one, so send us your address, and I did. Here it is. So thank you, Evolution Power Tools. All right, we pretty much got the basic shape down. I know everything looks kind of rough right now, especially on the back side. I'm just trying to get the basic shape in place, and then once I'm happy with it, I'll come back through at the end before I paint it, and I'll clean everything up, make it look nice, crisp, and clean. Don't stress out, it's not gonna be left like this. We're just trying to get the basic idea because I don't have a picture to go off of. So this is just something that's rattling around in my head. And as I do a piece, I step back and say, okay, this is cool. Let's try this. And if I don't like it, then I don't want to waste a bunch of time on something that I'm just going to end up getting rid of. So I guess we're to the point. Let me see if we can put a lift motor back here. Let me show you what I got. All right, what we have here is a TV lift motor. Now, if y'all been following my channel for a while, you've seen some of my other concealment pieces of furniture where I use a lift motor very similar to this, but I had them custom made for me. I've tried several lifts off of Amazon, but they're like 45 to 50 seconds to lift completely, which doesn't sound like a lot of time until you're sitting there waiting for something to open, and it feels like it takes forever. Taking almost a minute to completely raise up. I think that was only like 10 seconds. So you get the idea. In the review section, somebody posted up a video using this, and if they didn't speed up the video, it looks like it lifts completely in about 12 or 13 seconds. So this may be a good option for y'all if you're looking to do stuff like this. Ooh. Ah. Made by Mount It. All right, it looks very similar to the ones I've used in the past, but they pretty much all look identical and have pretty much the same style remotes and wiring. So it's the insides that make the difference. All right, let's get it set over here and see what we can come up with. Let's get the wiring out and see how fast this thing is. Nice black remote. Somewhere you can hang it or mount it. All right, this little part that plugs in, that's what picks up the remote signal. And you just got your plug. Power box is a lot smaller than some of my previous ones. Some of my previous ones had a big box on them. So that's pretty nice. These things are really simple to use. They are really just a plug and play. So if you want to put a TV lift at the foot of your bed or in your camper. So we just got our box. We got our plug wire. They said this is the one that plugs into the wall. And they sell some other attachments on Amazon that all have these same connectors. I don't know. I guess just different plugs and different remotes and stuff you can plug in. I know they sell a manual remote that you can plug into this that has a wire connected to it. To the remote. All right, that's all we end up with. We just plug this right to the motor, and that part's done. Just plug it in. Light comes on the box. Here we go. Oh yeah, nice and fast. And this may not seem fast to you, but if you bought one of the other ones that take 45 to 50 seconds to raise, this thing's quick. All right, after looking at this, it looks like I may be able to get rid of this big black metal shell that's made to lift up TVs and keep this component and bracket here, hopefully. We'll take it apart and see. Cool. Looks like that's gonna work. Okay, I'm trying not to go too fast and skip too many steps where y'all don't see. I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna be very interested in how I pulled this off. So where this board comes out on the bottom here, I'm going to add another one. So it's gonna extend it out kind of like a shelf. And then that's where our motor will mount to the bottom of that. Once I get the motor on here and set up here, I'll start figuring out what we're gonna do to lift. I normally would put the motor in the back so when it raises up you don't see any components from the motor, but if I do that, that means the bed's gonna have to scoot further away from the wall, so I don't want to do that. So part of it may show whenever it lifts, but that may add to kind of the mechanical coolness of this piece, so I'm not going to stress it. I'm just going to go through and cut this end off, and we'll build brackets off of this to push up the cabinet. Okay, y'all saw the piece that I cut that bounced to the bottom of the motor there. Well, I just cut another piece, another one of these, and then cut it down half. Ended up with this. I'll end up mounting it right there, and that'll be where we can, an attachment point. So I'll bolt this back on through both of these, and then we'll have this to attach to boards. Hope that makes sense. Check out these awesome unibits that one of my subscribers sent me. Aren't those cool? But I think it's Peregrine. Thank you, Peregrine. I really hope I didn't mess that up with my Texas accent. It's not a very common name around here. I mean, this thing just is right there. Gives you kind of an idea. Pegboard's going to be up a lot higher, of course. I just wanted to get a feel for it. So I'm going to take this bottom board and I'm going to router out a channel right here in the back side. So that's where the LED lights will sit down in there. I could just stick them on here and be fine. I've done that before. It doesn't look bad at all. Just while I'm thinking about it, I figured I might as well just go ahead and just put a little channel down in there. So it's a little more custom. All right, got it all framed in, routed out for the LED lights to go right behind here. So to shine on the pegboard. Took the pegboard off, went and put it over there. I'm spraying it aluminum color. All this will get painted either black or blue. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to do a decorative piece here that'll have blue LEDs behind it as well. I need to trim out something right here. I'll do something decorative to put there. Then start sanding it, getting it ready for paint. Get the footboard out, see what we can do with the footboard. I just used a 1x2 on both sides, and then I put a 1x2 on this top piece. So it pretty much just got two 1x2s with a 1x2 running between it. And I left about a 1/2 inch gap between the sides, so I don't have to worry about it bonding up. After I get it painted and everything, I'll probably put a little bit of wax on here just to make it smooth as it travels up and down. But that keeps it from rocking forward and back and kind of guides it as it goes up and down. Real simple. I was thinking about it. It's like, you know what? This is a lot of usable space. It's not a big space, but it's usable space. So why not use it? So I'm going to see if I can't just put just like a simple door that opens up. I know it won't be real cool like the raising back wall and stuff, but hey, why not use usable space, right? So let's see if we can figure that out. All right, I think I got it figured out. Not the most creative thing. I tried to put a hinge up here first. I'll have to fix this notch. I notched it out for a hinge, just testing the fit, but I can't get it to open all the way. I'm sure if I ordered a special type of hinge, I could probably figure something out to make this work, but I don't want to have to wait for it. I want to continue to keep going, so I just used an old hinge that I have here. There we go. I've got some child safety magnetic locks. I may put that on there just for fun, so you have to have the magnet to even be able to open it and access it. It's not super creative, but hey, we can use usable space. Now I'm going to go through and sand all this down and cut it to make it match that one over there and get extra storage. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a child safety lock in here. Now I have to keep kids out of it just because these work off of a magnet. So you'll have to have this magnet. You can hide it in whatever you want. Stick it underneath, grab it. You can also deactivate it if you don't want to use it, so it's not an inconvenience. But if you do want to use it, it'd be pretty cool. Okay, I got to go get some more boards, but y'all have kind of seen what I'm doing. I'm going to build out a little octagon box that should add to the character of the gamer bed, but it's also going to free us up enough storage. It's going to free us up enough storage. We can put a compartment in here that'll hold controllers and stuff. We can go all the way back to there if we need to, but we only need to go about right there. When it's done, figure out some way to open this. We're going to put it on tracks. So it'll slide out this way. We'll have a little pegboard in there where you can put different pegs to hold controllers or whatever you want inside here. Should be pretty cool. Okay, I went through and just did the front like I did the headboard with the MDF stuff. Now I'm going to start filling in everything and sanding it all down. Turned out pretty cool though, right? Pretty cool. Okay, I'm sure some of y'all are probably wondering why I'm using bare chalk paint on this type of furniture. So I wanted to cover that real quick. Number one reason, this bare 30 ounces of chalk paint is only $19. The second reason I wanted to use chalk paint on this piece is because it had a lot of flaws and little divots and crevices all in the wood and the pieces we've made and everything. And yeah, I could go through with filler and hit every one of those spots, and some of the bigger ones I did, but I can use the chalk paint almost as a filler itself. It's almost like putting a thick filler coat on there, and then I can just go around, and because it's chalk paint, it easily sands smooth. Now you can also see how much paint is built up on this piece. That was one coat. I only did one coat so far. So I'll go through, I'll hit everything, make it smooth. Now I may even go through with some like 220 just to speed up the process, and then go through the delicate spots with this like Scotch-Brite pad and hit it so I'm not taking paint off the corners. Then once I get it all smooth, I'll hit it with one more coat, and then we'll start custom painting all of our little detailed pieces, and then we'll clear coat over the entire piece. All right, now we're going to go through and do a little bit of metal distressing on here. We could leave it like it is and just clear coat right over the top of this blue, and we'd end up with a gorgeous color on this bed, but I want it to look like it's made of metal. In a way to trick the eye into thinking that this is metal instead of wood is to do a little bit of metal distressing on the edges. Then your eye starts thinking that it's metal because every spot where the paint has chipped away, you can see the raw metal underneath. Okay, I grabbed the wrong paint. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see, but see how that's metal flake? I don't know if y'all can tell. We don't want a metal flake. We actually want a solid metal color. So that one we're not going to use. I don't know if y'all can see the difference in that, but see how this one has a lot of flakes in it, and this one's more of a solid kind of mercury look. That's one we want to use. All right, now this technique is called dry brushing because you're not going to use a wet brush. You're actually going to knock some of it off and use it dry. Now we're going to take the edge of our paintbrush, not the tip, and we're just going to let it catch the high spots. Now we're just going to catch the high spots with the side of the brush. Now see how that gives the illusion that it looks like metal? Now I'm going to go around and do the entire piece. I don't know, I think it turned out pretty cool. What do y'all think? Leave me a comment below. It's kind of got a little bit of a 70s Star Wars or 70s Star Trek kind of feel to it, which is what I was going for. And as you've seen, I did a little bit of airbrushing, just kind of make it look a little more natural, a little aged, kind of blend it together. So it's definitely a lot brighter than anything I've done before, but I think it's going to turn out cool. I think I may end up trying to put the button for the lights right here. I think that'd be cool if we can pull it off. Alright, next thing is put some clear coat on this thing. It should really make these colors pop. After clear coating it, we're going to go with a satin so it'll take some of this shine away from some of this stuff. So I may come back there and add the shine to it later. Just see how it looks with the satin on it. I'm going to try to run through this pretty quick. We've got city workers outside putting in new water lines, so they're about to be running a bunch of heavy equipment. So before it gets real loud, I'm going to try to cover this. Now I'm about to start putting in the LED light strips. If y'all have watched my videos in the past, y'all have seen me use these. If I can get it focused in. Where's LED there, LED there, LED there. Well, one of the subscribers actually left a comment and told me about these. I know you can't really see right now, but this is a constant flow of light, instead of having one about every ½ inch. So we're going to give these a try. They're blue. Now I just got these off Amazon. I'll link everything below. I can't say that they're good yet because this is the first time using them. I'm just trying them out, so don't buy them thinking that I'm saying, hey, these are what you need to use. Now I know whenever people start getting LEDs, they want to buy the packs that already have everything done and, you know, operate off a battery or phone app or stuff like that because they're intimidated with all the wiring. This stuff is actually really simple to use. All you have to do is get and I'll put a link below, all you have to do is get a 12 volt 1 amp plug, because that's all these require. You hook red to red and black to black, and they work. Easy, I just have them twisted together right here to give you a little demonstration. And there you go. Man, these are wicked cool. Isn't that cool though? It's just solid stream of light instead of being a light every ½ inch. I can't remember your name, and I feel horrible for it because it's been a while back, but I want to tell you thank you for recommending these. These are so cool, I didn't even know they existed. You could even take these and curve them around and do like cursive writing with them. That'd be cool. Let's turn that off before it blinds me. So if you just wanted to hook this entire strand up and not have a switch in line, just red to red, cap it off, solder it, whatever, and you'd be done with it. Plug it in, it works, unplug it, turns off. But of course, we want multiple sections. So what you get is these little connectors. Let's see if we can get it to focus. You see where every spot where there's copper, you just cut between that copper, and then you push it into this connector, connect it down, and now you have a new strand that you can put power to. And same thing, just hook power and ground up here. Your black stripes normally going to be the ground, and the one without stripes normally going to be the power. But even if you, with 12 volt, even if you hook these up backwards, they're just not going to work. So you can test it out. If it doesn't turn on, switch the wires around, it'll turn on. Like I said, it's not like 110 or 120 volt in your house. We're using 12 volt like in a car. So it won't damage anything if you accidentally hook these up backwards. They just won't work. The next thing is I'm going to try out a different switch I haven't used before. Y'all see I normally use those lamp style turn switches, but that won't really fit this style design. So I got one of these push button switches, and if I remember right, this even lights up blue whenever you press it to turn it on. I don't know if y'all remember at the beginning of the video, I ran a little channel down in here just so we'd have a place to hide the lights. So that's where I'm about to add some here and to the top. All right, I just got this wiring kit, red and black wires. I'm just going to take it and start going through and connecting all of my lights together. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I needed to find a way to get power from the headboard all the way to the footboard. And of course, I just can't run a wire because I need to be able to take them apart so they can be moved and the customer can transport them or whatnot. So I got on Amazon and picked these up. It's more than I need, but I'm sure I'll use them down the road. I think they were like 10 bucks. It's just a red and black with a female to male connector. It's even insulated, so it's moisture proof or whatever, probably for automotive. I think it'll work great. So my plan is to take the rails here. I'm just gonna router just maybe a small quarter inch channel on the bottom of the rail where you can't see it. And that's where I'll hide my wire inside. And then I'll have one of these on each end. So, you know, say this will be on the headboard, this will be on the footboard, then I'll have two of these on the rail and just be able to plug and unplug it whenever the rail needs to be moved. And then when we need power, we can plug it back in. Hopes that makes sense. As you can see, I decided to go ahead and put a blue LED in the hidden compartment as well. So whenever it opens up, it'll light up whatever's inside there. Pretty cool, huh? So cool. So the market here lately has not been the greatest. I've even talked to some other YouTubers and furniture flippers, and it seems like everybody's going through the same thing right now. Sales are just getting slow. With this being such a large piece of furniture, I didn't want it sitting around for a long time, so I tried to price it in a sweet spot, but I've never built anything like this before, so I didn't really know what that sweet spot was. So I ended up pricing it at $16.95, hoping it would move pretty quick. Well, I was completely blown away with the response on Marketplace. This bed sold in under 24 hours for $16.95 and had over 17,000 views on Marketplace with over 200 shares. I have never had a piece blow up like that. Now, I've had some items go crazy on Marketplace in the past, but I've never seen 17,000 views in under 24 hours. I was joking with my wife that I should have put a really high price on it and just left it on Marketplace for a couple of months to see how much attention it would bring to the business. But sometimes you never know. It always seems like the stuff you think is going to sell really fast sits around for a long time, and then the stuff that you're worried about selling goes really quick. So you never really know. I'm just really happy that it sold, and I figured I would share my excitement with y'all. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next flip.